What's going on, guys? This is Captainoob, and this is the Wattz 2000 laser rifle. What you're looking at here is a design very reminiscent of the Fallout 1 and 2 laser rifles, and as you can tell, this thing has a very distinctive design. It's retro and futuristic at the same time, which is a very appealing aesthetic. It probably doesn't hold up today when you look at the redesigned laser rifles. Are a little bit more futuristic. This thing looks a little bit more cobbled together, so with the new art direction this would feel out of place, but we're using a mod, so let's not worry about that. We'll get into the attachments now, and first of all we've just got the capacitors, which basically do the same as the vanilla laser rifle, so we'll pop that up to overcharged capacitor for the best damage. And there's three types of barrel. There's just the long barrel, which is your standard one. You've got the automatic barrel, which will obviously make it automatic, and a sniper barrel, which will increase your range and damage, and also an improved variant of each. So let's make this one a sniper first off, so we'll chuck on the improved sniper barrel, and for the sights we'll go for some sort of scopes, which are actually custom designed too, so that's nice. I was expecting to see the recon scopes as, that probably would have worked with this, but I do like how they've got the design of this scope different. The wires look a little bit over the top. If you could just trim those down, that'd be good. Anyways, what we'll do is just chuck on a short recon scope, and then we'll move on to the muzzle, and you can have a muzzle sort of fit over the barrel. It works with all of the barrels, but I think it's a little bit, it's sort of clipping under this particular one, but you can have a beam focuser or a fine-tuned beam focuser, so yeah, you can increase your range. Pretty good. And for the stocks, there's not much going on here except for subtle design changes. A recoil compensating stock will stop the recoil from getting to you, so we'll chuck that on. And an improved storage will allow us to hold 5 additional charges, so more mag capacity, I suppose. And a legendary effect is there if you need it. I'm going to create a couple more of these so we can test all of the barrels out, and we'll see how we go. Okay, here we are in Gunner's Plaza with our Wattz 2000 laser rifle. It looks okay in first person, if not constricting, and this thing has the same sounds and animations as a vanilla laser gun, so nothing too much there, but I guess that works for what it is. Recon scope looking as fine as it is, but if you use the long barrel with iron sights, unfortunately you can't actually see what you're shooting at when aiming down sight, so we'll probably have to use this thing in third person only, which means we can actually see the barrel, so I guess that's alright. And this is the one with an automatic barrel. I do like how it's like a giant suppressor with holes all over it. No suppression will be happening though. This thing is very loud and proud. Looking down the reflex sight, the wires are in the way, so none of these sights are particularly good except for the reflex scopes, but that's fine. Let's get started on these gunners and see how we do. From the weapon card, I don't expect this to be great. I'm only hitting that gunner for 24 damage, which is quite honestly fucking terrible, so they're going to take a long time to finally drop. We haven't been detected as of yet, so hopefully we can nail some more sneak attack criticals, and we're detected at this point. I think the lighting from those turret explosions kind of screwed us over there, because it was going well until about then. So using this thing with the laser, just the standard one, we're actually hitting them harder now, which is kind of odd. That would probably mean... What are you doing here? Wow, this gunner conscript is going in really aggressive, and she's got merit to do that, because this thing doesn't hit her hard enough to actually kill her in 1 or 2 bullets. Okay, so it looks like the sniper barrel might actually be a charging barrel. If I bring this out again and let it sort of sit for a while, I'm going to shoot at that turret down there. So 64 damage on him at a faraway target. 73, 59, 30. 30. Okay, so this one might have the subtle charge up effect that you don't really see when you're using a laser gun on the vanilla game. That's why I don't use a charging barrels. You can get away with using them in VATS though, because they get a full charge on VATS shots, which is useful, but yeah, not for me. I don't think I'll be using that sniper barrel anymore, despite it having a little bit extra damage. So this gunner is keen to stand there, which means we can shoot her in the head repeatedly and get almost 100 damage on headshots, but regardless, it's enough to take her out in a somewhat timely fashion. And luckily we've got a big mag for this, because if we were running like a standard 30 mag, we won't be able to take out a lot of guys before having to reload. So yeah, this thing's performance is really not its strong suit. With that being said, let's test out the automatic one. Perhaps this one is the best of the bunch. It can lift up this particular version of the Wattz laser gun. Not convinced so far, but we'll go ahead and around the corner and see what we can do. I'm not even going to bother aiming this in sights, because those The sights are so constricted that it's easier just to shoot like this, even though it's a little bit seizure-inducing right now. Alright, let's see what we do with Wattz here. We can actually get a decent amount of shots. If I throw in a critical as well, that should finish her off. No, we only got that one shot because we didn't finish the burst, so that was a bit of a waste of a critical, but quickly pull around the corner and reload. We've got some more AP ready to go. According to this, we can kill that person. Yeah, Wattz was lying to us. Wattz likes being a bit of a liar sometimes, so whatever. We'll take out that turret before he starts staggering us, precisely like that. And yeah, this hipfire accuracy, despite having a long barrel, and generally in video game logic, the longer the barrel, the worse hipfire accuracy, it's actually pretty good. I've got steady aim though, I think it is. Ah, there's Captain Bridget. You're like the last person I want to see now, so if you could just die. In fact, I've got a plan. You've got a nasty damage over time, so I'll quickly pull back. But if I can hit you like that, that's it. Get you knocked down, and it'll take you a little while to get back up. I can easily just take you out with Wattz. I might as well crit spam her at this point, just to get the best damage, because if I come out of Wattz and she starts shooting me all this time, she'll probably just kill me. So we'll just keep burning the laser into her brains, try to fry what's inside her noggin. Come on, one more critical. Oh, we don't actually have it, and she's probably going to outhill. Yeah, she's going to outhill our DPS on her. Alright, we've got some Nerd Rage active. There we go. So we might actually be able to get away with this. As it turns out, we won't. Okay, I'm going to try this again. This time I've got a full health bar, and I'm going to get the drop on Captain Bridget this time. So let's go for some Wattz criticals and stealth criticals at the same time. And she's lost like, I don't know, 20% of her health. Now close to 70-ish%, maybe 40%, no. Now that's closer to 50%. We'll just keep on shooting her until our Wattz AP runs out. She'll probably pop a stim pack in a second, although she was significantly delayed because she had to get up out of that sitting animation, which they don't do quickly sometimes. They just leisurely get up out of the seats, and now we're just going to hold this choke point. Hopefully. There you are. No use complaining about how tanky she is when the weapon isn't performing well. Alright, we'll just take that pistol off ya, and hopefully she didn't shoot us too many times, because otherwise that means we're dead. Anyways, we'll just use this thing within the safety of Wattz even more. At least we get to see plenty of the gun like this, right? Go for a critical on you, a little bit of gun through will give us extra damage. We'll just finish you off, or no, I thought we'd actually finish her off with that after burst, after popping out of Wattz, but that's okay, we managed to get that other one. 18 bullets to kill this dude. We should have the power within us to do that, shouldn't we? I mean, we probably should. Yes, we can. Good stuff. Alright, we'll quickly finish off this turret, and you. And then we can move on to whatever else is in here. You, apparently. Wait until you throw that grenade. Just wait for it. It'll come out of her hand in a second. Yep, I'll get you that. Oh, okay. That's sort of sped up before I decided to shoot that grenade, so that really didn't do a lot. I was expecting that kill to be a lot more interesting, so whoops. We'll move on. And what have we got in here? Just a gunner captain. Hopefully we can get him in one burst. Almost. So close. Alright, let's bring out this sniper more. Maybe if we use this thing in Wattz more with criticals, we can actually make better use out of this thing. Because the damage card isn't terrible, so we'll see how we do. Okay, unfortunately that wasn't a sneak attack critical. We got a little bit more damage on that gunner there from gun fu. And a full charge, because Wattz likes to charge it for you. What about we use this barrel? I feel like this is a nice barrel. I guess we could let Nerd Rage take over and actually give us a lot more damage. So we'll kill this gunner, and then up the stairs we go. Pause and unpause the game, because sometimes the triggers are a little bit dodgy. There we go. Finally managed to clear out Gunner's Plaza. Only a couple of turrets to go. And then when we're done with this, we're gonna go and kill Swan. And you might be wondering why I'd take this thing against Swan, but I've got a trick up my sleeve. You just watch. And the trick up my sleeve is a little bit more than just buffing this weapon a little bit. I've actually just put the explosive legendary effect on it for shits and giggles. Notice how this thing does do ballistic damage. Explosive energy weapons don't actually get that ballistic bonus. That's why they suck in Fallout 76. But anyways, I digress. What you are seeing there is Savage, and that's actually a cool acronym for something. So opening up our Pip-Boy once again, going into the MISC section. Here we have a support Vertibird Holotape, and if we go ahead and see, so a special altitude Vertibird assault gunship Echo, so Savage, and if we call in that Vertibird, he should start following us in a second. And we're up and running. So he's going to follow me around now. His current behavior is actually on orbit player. So like a Vertibird follower, he's just going to circle around in the air. And if anything aggroes him, he'll rain down some death and destruction on him. So with Savage watching the sky for me, let's take on Swan. Or we could just let Savage do the work. I'm pretty sure he'll be fine in doing it. Although there's a whole bunch of people sort of... Oh, there's Diablos. He's going to drop us a nice M27. So, yeah, that Deathclaw is still spawning in. I've still got that mod installed because it's so good. So what I'm going to do is run away a little bit, take out that Deathclaw, and then Savage is going to launch some missiles right at Swan. So he's got missiles on one side and an explosive cannon on the other side. One of the missile launchers has the actual rocket launcher sound, like an NPC shooting a missile launcher, as you can hear. And the other one is just a basic regular Vertibird sound, except it fires explosive rounds. Now, unlike other monsters, Swan actually has a defense against Savage, and sometimes Savage gets distracted. He saw some crabs down there which he wants to take on, which is alarmingly bad on my frame rate right now. I'm getting 7 frames a second. Come on. Alright. You can't go doing that kind of stuff. Anyway, here comes the missiles. He'll launch them directly at him. They don't seek, so they're a little... If he's sitting behind cover, they'll just hit the train things as you saw there. But that's okay. We can keep on avoiding him, and one of the rocks is homing in on him, and it sort of, if it misses, it just goes all around. So Swan is distracted on Savage right now. He also has a sentry bot voice, but you have to be kind of close to him to actually hear it. So if we could go in a little bit closer, that'd be cool. Okay, he's going to attack us instead. Maybe it's not the best idea to get ourselves closer. Alright, we've got ourselves into nerd rage right now, so we might as well make the best use out of this extra damage. While Swan is being gunned down by Savage and all of these rockets, we can make a good use out of the nerd rage and also Destroyer of Arcadia. Let's go ahead and give him a crit. And there you go, that's a nice send-off for old Swan today. Couldn't do it with this laser rifle alone, so Savage did help out. So that's actually a work in progress mod of mine, and if we don't want him around anymore, what we can do is quickly open up the Vertibird Holotape again, call him off, and then he'll go ahead and turn right back to Spectacle Island. So yeah, I've actually done a little bit of scripting here, and how I did it, if you're actually wondering, is that this terminal, I've got it to set the global variables. So if this one sets the Vertibird control variable to 1, I've just called it Vertibird follow, and this one makes it 0. It starts off at 0, that's why he's sort of sitting there floating at Spectacle Island as you saw before. But if I press that one, it's just going to set that global variable to 1, and that's linked to one of his AI packages, which is Orbit Player. So yeah, that's how it works. It's actually kind of simple, but I was really proud of myself when I put it together, because I searched on the internet. There was no straight answer for it. I had to sort of search for what I had to do myself. Also, that's an intense stare off there. Let's not get involved with that. So if you'd like to see this thing in your game, I'll probably have to like upload it and link it in the description myself, because I don't know where this thing's come from. It seems like it's an old mod, but I can't trace back its origins. I've got no idea. But if you'd like to see it, yeah, then I'll leave a link in the description. Although there is already a better Wattz laser rifle mod out there. But yeah. it was nice to see a different incarnation of it. I do like the one better where it's got animations that actually support it rather than just having the same animations here, but it's alright, I suppose. It's a fairly decent attempt. Maybe it's one of the early mods that I didn't get to because I joined the PC party late. I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you for watching, guys.